Can these companies just stop pulling all of my faves from the shelves? That would be great. Thanks. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Strawberry Loli channel. As you can tell by the title, today we are going to take a look at my empties that I've accumulated throughout the months of July and August. I'm titling it my birthday empties video, not because it has particularly that much to do with my birthday, it actually doesn't, but just simply for the fact that my birthday was this past week on August 5th, and since I am a Leo, I just feel like I should let you guys know ahead of time that I will be treating every single day in this month as if it's my birthday. So it's literally typhooning outside. The exact perfect kind of weather to sit inside and film an empties video during. Also, just to let you in on a little secret, my middle name in Chinese is Rain. So it'll probably come as no surprise to anyone that I actually do really enjoy rainy weather. I especially love going outside, like going shopping and visiting certain attractions on a rainy day, because that means there's less lines, less people, less crowds to annoy me with, and I can just get to enjoy the entire space or event or what have you to myself. All I have to do in return for that is carry an umbrella and risk getting a little bit wet. Sounds like a good deal to me. Sign me up. Okay, so here are all my empties in this bag right here. Isn't this the cutest shopping bag you've ever seen? This is by a brand called Mofu Sando. Mofu is like, it means fluffy in Japanese, and Sando is short for sandwich, sandoichi in Japanese. So it's like fluffy sandwich, and they have all of these products that have the cutest cat illustrations on them, not just of cats reimagined as sandwiches, but also other types of food. So for example, I also have the same shopping bag with this cat in a shark suit that I brought with me to Okinawa. And so I brought this with me to Okinawa, actually, number one because it's just so stinking cute, but also because I was trying to call an actual shark into my experience. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but I did get to see a little sea turtle during our snorkeling trip. We'll always have the sea turtles. Okay, so first we have the Point Makeup Remover from Etuse. I don't know if you can see the print on the bottle. It's kind of hard to read. This is an eye makeup remover liquid, very traditional oil-based eye makeup remover that is fragrance-free, colorant-free, and with carefully selected ingredients. I don't know what that means exactly, but this is a very good product. It's my second tube so far. The efficacy of this is very comparable to Lancome's By Facile eyeshadow remover, you know, the blue liquid one with the child-safe cap. You know how you have to like push down on the cap to get it to unscrew properly? That's a very OG product that I feel like a lot of people are familiar with and have used at some point in their lives. This is like a way more affordable version of that, and I would say it has pretty much the same effect. It might even be like slightly less oily, or at least the residue doesn't stay on your eyes as long as the Lancome one. Don't quote me on that though, because it's been so long since I used the By Facile from Lancome. Next up we have the Mentholatum Melty Cream Lip in Matcha. This is one of my absolute favorites. I have completely lost count of how many tubes I went through of this. I brought my last new tube with me to Okinawa, and it was so frustrating because I lost it like within 2 seconds of landing there. I'm for sure 99% certain that it just rolled out of my bag of its own volition and is now sitting in some crevice in the hotel room that I rented with my friend in Naha. Because of that, I had to rush out to the nearest drugstore and get a replacement chapstick because I wasn't about to spend the next 5 days with my lips being completely parched and chapped. I ended up buying this one by Water Lip. It's also by the same brand, Mentholatum. This is absolute trash when compared with the matcha one though. It is so dried and scratchy, and it's just not like, doesn't even give half of the moisturization level as the Melty Cream Lip in Matcha, so I was very upset about that. It's kind of weird how these Mentholatum chapsticks vary so much across different flavors. There's another flavor from this same Water Lip line in the flavor Hachimitsu Lemon, Honey Lemon, which I used to use religiously before I discovered this matcha one, and that one is actually pretty creamy. So that one is like the exact same line as this one, but for some reason this one is just not, it's not giving what it's supposed to give as far as I'm concerned, with regards to being just a run-of-the-mill everyday moisturizing chapstick lip cream. I mean, these are all of about 200 yen a pop, so no big sacrifice on my part. I'll just keep this around as a spare. But the minute that I got home in Tokyo, I went on Amazon and I ordered from this one Amazon seller that seems to be holding hostage the remaining stock of all of the matcha melty cream lips from Mentholatum. Yeah, so this seller sells these in packs of 3 on Amazon for around 800 yen, which is a lot cheaper than what the original unit price was. I believe these were like 400 something yen, maybe closer to 500 yen back when I could still find them in the drugstore, but I can't anymore. So it's kind of sad. Like, I know that my days are numbered with this lip cream, because once that Amazon seller's stock runs out, I feel like that'll be the end of it, unless this brand decides to miraculously bring this back at some point, which I don't see why they would not. It is just so good. And I always give these to people as presents too. Like, when I'm going back to the States, I always give these to my mom and my friends. I just love this matcha cream lip so much. It's the perfect flavor, so moisturizing, so nourishing for your lips, and so freaking affordable. Like, why would you ever discontinue this? I just don't understand. Okay, moving on, I have this Deja Vu eyebrow color in, this is the shade number 2, Natural Brown. A little bit too light for my hair right now, although actually I prefer my brows to be a good 2 or 3 shades lighter than my actual hair color, the hair on top of my head. I just feel like it looks better that way. This is gonna sound weird, but I feel like it also hedges against any situations where if somebody takes a picture of me or me with a group of people with their camera, and if their camera happens to not have the best color or lighting settings, I feel like having a lighter brow can kind of guard me against some of the harshness that might ensue on people's crappier cameras, if that makes any sense. This is actually either number 1 or number 2 right now on cosme.net in terms of ranking for eyebrow gels, eyebrow mascaras here in Japan. It is an excellent product. The brush is super fine and precision. It doesn't clump up at all, and it coats the eyebrow hairs very evenly. I will definitely be repurchasing this, but first I have to finish up this other eyebrow mascara. Right now I'm using this eyebrow mascara. It's called the Coloring Eyebrow by Heavy Rotation. This one is actually even lighter than the Deja Vu one. It's almost blonde. So yeah, next time I don't think I'll go quite this light, even though I like my eyebrows to be lighter in general. But since I'm into the more black, darker natural hair lately, I would choose a slightly deeper color next time. This one is also called Natural Brown 04. They gotta up the creativity a little bit on these eyebrow mascara names. Like, I know it's just eyebrow mascara, but it's actually quite integral to the makeup look that most of Japan and the rest of East Asia tends to favor. Skipping the eyebrow mascara step here is kind of unheard of, so I feel like they would do well to come up with slightly more differentiating names. But regardless, these two, the Deja Vu and the Heavy Rotation, seem to be constantly duking it out on cosme.net's eyebrow mascara ranking for like every brand of eyebrow mascara product available here in Japan. It's always these two that occupy the top 2 spots. Me personally, I do think that the Deja Vu is the more superior product. Now that might be in large part because of the super thin precision brush on this one. I just find it to be much more easier to use and well suited for my thinner brows. You can see the Heavy Rotation brush is quite thick, not to the point where it really causes that much of a hindrance when applying, but yeah, I do prefer the smaller micro brush on the Deja Vu. The only downside, of course, is that this one has such little product in it. I have to be honest, actually, in the last week or 2 of usage of this, I feel like it was already empty, and I was basically just lying to myself, trying to convince myself that there was more product left inside the tube. Since this is such a staple product, like I basically use it every single time I put makeup on, there's not an occasion where I would be doing my makeup without my eyebrows done first, as the first priority. So yeah, I was scraping for my life in that last week, and there probably was like not even any color transferred to my brows by that point. I did come to terms with reality eventually and realized that I had to put this in my empties pile. Okay, next, actually the next 2 products are also OG holy grails that I have lost count of how many tubes I've gone through. The first one is the My Lash mascara by Opera in 01 Shikoku, which translates to jet black. It's kind of funny because they don't have any other colors in this range, it's just this mascara. But yeah, they still gave it a nice name, you know, so eyebrow mascara brands follow suit. This has long been just my favorite mascara, hands down, for that sophisticated appearance. It's a tubing mascara, so the little particles really grip onto every single individual lash very firmly. You can layer it on top of each other so that it lengthens the effect even more without clumping up. Did I mention the wand? Yes, I think this is the perfect size and shape for a wand. and I'm obsessed. I do have a backup of this. It comes in this clear red bag nowadays. It used to come in like a similar looking package, but it was like a hard plastic. It's still clear and still red, but it was just a box instead of a bag. Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same product still, just in slightly different packaging. I feel like they just do that from time to time here to differentiate the older stock from the newer ones, because there are some drugstores here, my Sun Drug included, that really get away with selling like older, probably expired products because they just can't get rid of their stock quick enough. I don't know if that's like technically illegal, but I feel like the fact that the brands do this thing where they switch up the packaging every once in a while seems to me like a soft way to protect customers from buying really old products, which I appreciate. But yeah, I'm not gonna open this just at the moment because right now I'm using the Maybelline Waterproof Lashionista mascara. This was an old favorite of mine. That is, I would consider this like a close second to the My Lash Opera mascara. I think this one is also microfiber, I'm not sure. Looks like it. But yeah, this one used to be one of my favorites as well. Like I said, it's a close second to My Lash. The only reason I would place it second is because this one has a slightly larger brush that is just a little bit more difficult for me to maneuver on my smaller eyes, especially when I want to get really into the lower lash line. It's a little bit tricky to maneuver this without smudging the mascara onto my lower lash line in particular, but not impossible. Once I do get it on, it does give a very, very lengthening black pigmented effect. It's giving all the things, and the fact that it's waterproof also means that it's smudge proof, which I can't say for a lot of non-Japanese mascaras. They always, like the Western mascara formulas, always tend to smudge on me. So I think for the most part, Japanese and Korean mascara formulas are definitely where it's at. If you have like more Asian style eyes or hooded eyes that are very prone to smudging, I would definitely recommend you to try out some Japanese or Korean mascaras, fiber mascaras in particular. This one by Maybelline, I loved it because I feel like it basically acted the same way as a traditional fiber mascara from a Japanese brand would, but it seems that like some time ago this was pulled from drugstores here for some reason. Can someone let me know if you live in a Western country like the US or the UK or somewhere? Do they still sell these in drugstores where you're at? I feel like this must still be around because I still see the regular pink tube, the non-waterproof formula, which does not work on me. That one smudges, but that one is the one that I continue to see available in Japanese drugstores. But for some odd reason, I don't know why, they got rid of the blue tube. And I guess I was just so busy pretty much only using My Lash exclusively for the past however many years that I did not even notice the disappearance of these from Japanese drugstore shelves. This tube I actually had to run to Amazon to find somebody that had stock of it to sell to me. Much the same situation as the Mentholatum Melty Cream Lip Matcha chapstick. Yeah, can these companies just stop pulling all of my faves from the shelves? That would be great, thanks. Next up is the D Up Eyelash Fixer X in 552. This is like the super adhesive formula. Another product that I've lost count of how many tubes I went through. I hesitate on doing Empties videos every single time that I collect a new group of Empties, just because it does usually happen to be like the same products over and over again. This mascara, this D Up eyelash glue, this matcha chapstick. But because it's been a while since I've actually sat down to film a proper Empties video, I do feel like it's a good thing to do from time to time, even if I'm just showing you the same products over and over again, because I feel like that is just further testimony to how much of a staple these products are in my daily makeup routine, right? Every single item that I've showed you in this video so far are pretty much the only products that I actually have a good justification to keep at least 1 or 2 backups of at all times, because I am pretty much guaranteed to go through them, right? It's not like an eyeshadow that I have to work hard at just panning. It's like I know for a fact that I will use up every last drop. So this D Up Eyelash Fixer glue being no exception. I have the new version here. So this one is 552. It's the clear type. They have a black type, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I think it gets pretty messy. I prefer to just use the clear one, and then once it dries, if it shows up as really white on the lash line, I'll just go over that with a black liquid liner. It's much cleaner to me that way than trying to deal with a black colored glue and have it potentially get all over my eye in the process of drying. This one is chō-kyōryoku, so like super glue. Super stay glue. The only downside or annoying part of this product that I actually don't think there's any way for them to come up with a solution to is the fact that once I get to about like the halfway mark, or I'll say like the 1/4 mark, when there's 1/4 of glue left in the tube, it starts to get really dirty and sticky and messy around the edge of the tube. You see this glob of dried glue around the perimeter where this cap meets the rest of the tube. It's inevitable, it always turns into a mess like this. No matter how careful or slowly I make sure to twist the cap back on, it always, especially as the glue dries up over time and gets more coagulated, it just always finds its way out onto the perimeter. Sometimes I end up even having to wrap the outside of the tube in masking tape just to prevent the stickiness from transferring to everything else in my makeup bag. Sorry, I lost my place because I took a break to go eat dinner. Shepherd's pie. Delicious. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, the D-Up Eyelash Fixer X. Great product if you're looking for like that really strong super glue grip for your falsies. This will keep my false eyelashes on through rain, wind, sleet, typhoons like we're having right now. I've never had a false eyelash pop off or lift off on the ends ever with this eyelash glue. If you're looking for something slightly a little less hardcore, like maybe a little bit gentler for your eyes, I would recommend the Miche Blooming eyelash glue, which I'm using right now actually. This one is a little cheaper than the D-Up, I think. They're both in like the top 5 ranking for eyelash glues on cosmate.net, but yeah, this one is just a little bit more, it's just as adherent and has just as much gripping power, I would say, as the D-Up, but it doesn't harden to that much of an extent as this one, if that makes sense. Like the actual glue, once it hardens, it's soft enough so that you can actually, after it's fully dried, you can actually remove your falsies without that much pressure, although you shouldn't do that anyway. Regardless of which brand of glue you use, you should be using your cleansing oil or a cleansing balm and letting that do the work in terms of breaking down your eye makeup, your mascara, your eyelash glue. But yeah, either of these work for me on days that I know where the weather is going to be a little more temperamental, or I just know that I'm going to be moving around a lot. I do feel safer with the D-Up. The downside is that it does tend to get very messy as you continue to use it more and more. And like I said, I don't think it's a packaging problem. It's a very sturdy package. It screws all the way shut. The glue that you see accumulated on the outside here is not a result of leaking. It's just the nature of the product, I guess. Okay, last but not least, I have a hair mist by Lise. This is the Neguse Juicy Shower. I don't know if this is like a common type of product that people in Western countries or even other Asian countries use, but here in Japan it is regarded as a pretty staple product. The way to use these is very simple. After you get out of the shower and you're waiting for your hair to air dry, although I guess you can dry it with a dryer as well, but I rarely elect to use a hair dryer, mostly out of laziness, but also because I just feel like it can't be good for my hair, and I don't have that much hair anyway, so it doesn't take that long for my hair to air dry. So I let my hair dry not until it's fully dry, but while it's still very damp, that's the perfect timing for me to spray this throughout my hair, and it just kind of does a great job of detangling and adding a little bit of shine to my hair, preventing the natural waves in my hair from getting too tangled or frizzy once it is completely dry. This is just a really random cheap one that I picked up from the drugstore when I ran out of my last one, which I don't even remember which brand I used, but yeah, this one is by Lise, I think that's how it's pronounced. And then after I finished this, I decided to give this brand a try. This one is called Fiancé. It was a little bit pricier. I saw it had good reviews online. Truthfully speaking, I don't really see a difference performance-wise between this Fiancé branded hair mist and this cheaper Lise one. I'm gonna look up how much this is right now. Hold on a second. Driving me crazy. Yeah, so this one is like 750 yen and this one is 1,100 yen inclusive of tax. They have a bunch of different scents and formulas. This is just the original one in the pure shampoo scent. This will have your hair smelling like it came straight from the salon. There's something in this that mimics all the way down to like the slightly chemical smell. If you've gotten any type of hair treatment at a salon in Japan before, you'll know what smell I'm talking about. It kind of has like chemicals mixed in there. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but for me, I personally really like the smell. It just reminds me of like having my hair freshly done from the salon. So it adds that little luxurious factor, even though it might be placebo, but whatever. If you're looking for something a little more affordable though, just go with the Lee's, or just literally pick up any hair mist in the drugstore and it should get the job done. Like, I really don't see that much difference at all in terms of performance between the different brands. So there you have it. That was my empties for my birthday month of August 2022. Please like this video and leave a comment if you're so inclined. You don't have to even wish me happy birthday, okay? But just the fact that you're giving engagement to my channel, that is enough of a birthday present for me, and it's free for you. So, you know, just a suggestion, okay? Because my birthday, not that I give a crap, but like my birthday week was kind of low-key overshadowed by some petty ass drama that went down in Okinawa that I did not ask to be a part of. And also a lot of people at work in my office happened to take their vacation last week, so nobody from work wished me happy birthday either. And I just feel like, not that I need the validation, but it would be nice, you know, it would be nice to have somebody acknowledge, even though it's been a week by now. My birthday is on August 5th, but the way I see it, as a Leo, I can pretty much claim the entirety of the month of August. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, thank you for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!